Hi Sharks, my name is Dave Vasson. I'm the founder and CEO of Brightwheel, and I'm here seeking a $400,000 investment for a 4% equity stake in my company. Brightwheel is the mobile app.
Right off the bat, this company worries Daymond John with its high stake to buy-in ratio. Looks like Vasson is going to have to put his A-game in while presenting his company any further after that reaction. Luckily for Vasson, all the Sharks are intrigued by his unique company idea, since most of the Sharks can relate to the struggles of being a parent.
2-week-old, and I pull my hair out sometimes looking at how the preschools are managed as a business.
Right.
I offered to write software for my kids' preschool.
And that's why they love it, because we take all that off their hands so they have more time with kids.
When Chris Sacca voices his concerns on Brightwheel taking on too much, Vasson has prepared his answer properly and eases the worries of the Sharks who are just waiting to jump on this great deal.
Chain of preschools. So we're going to offer at the low price point around $40 per month for a really small in-home daycare, and that scales up to $200 in terms of the.
John is still not convinced by the company or its potential and steps up the very first chance he gets.
You have Chris, really savvy in that space. You have Kevin, who understands child education. I don't think I can help you. I'm out.
I appreciate your time, I really do.
One Shark less. Vasson is going to have to try and convince the others to invest in his company. Oh, and look! One Shark is quite interested and has been the one making most of the relevant questions to get a better understanding.
We had a 38 yesterday. We're averaging about 40 to 50 a day.
So, all right, look, I really like this business. I warn you not to promise like we're never going to advertise, etc., because I do think you could add a lot of value with offers.
Looks like Sacca is going to make an offer. Is Vasson going to jump on the opportunity or try and attract some more Sharks into his company?
To the last round. We give you the $400K and we're off to the races.
Can I ask, first of all,
So if I'm looking at the other Sharks and I'm going to let them into my deal, I have to be convinced that the piece of the deal I have left is going to be worth more as a result of
as a result of that,
here.
yeah.
Looks like Vasson has taken a good stand and wishes to bring in more Sharks into his deal, but Sacca takes a dig at the other Sharks when he says,
If we're selling t-shirts or we need something in Bed Bath & Beyond, I got people lined up over
That
here.
translates as you guys are losers.
I don't want to get in the middle of anything.
Sacca seemed to have pushed the right buttons, and now the other Sharks are riled up as well. Cuban is the first one to take the insult and has a brief moment with Sacca. John starts chanting for a shark fight, and things are boiling up.
I'm listening, right?
I gave you a great offer, and I'm
Chris,
confident it'll hold up. So if somebody else wants to speak up right now, they should.
Chris, I'm taking the offer. I just want to know if we're going to team up with it.
Cuban is on fire and starts to spit fire about how he would be more useful to Vasson while Sacca is brutally shut up.
Value so that somebody who's working in Texas, Pittsburgh, Maine, Florida, and wants to have an extra level of confidence.
After a short tussle, Sacca and Cuban come to a combined offer, which is what Vasson eventually settles for.
Let's do it.
Hug it out.
You said to team up.
Hug it out.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about that. Thanks so much, guys.
Sharks, my name is Junior, and I'm from the Big D, Dallas, Texas. What? Yeah.
Quite the first impression. Hope the rest of his presentation goes as well. Junior's product is meant for the real estate industry, and it will blow your minds.
Allows buyers and sellers to access the lockbox with or without an agent.
Wow.
Barbara, I know you've opened some doors in your career.
Junior takes the chance to include a shark in his presentation and calls forward Barbara to show how easy things work.
Now the lockbox opens up, okay? She'll grab the keys, tour the property on her own or with a realtor.
I feel like a winner.
Now, once you're done, put the keys back in the lockbox.
Okay,
After the presentation gets over, Kevin O'Leary is the first to voice his concerns.
Yes.
What happens if the person who just gave the tour does not redeposit the key but closes it anyway?
The next to voice their concerns is Lori Greiner, and Junior doesn't hesitate to ask a question, clearing all her doubts. Once Junior is done, Greiner even puts in a vote of support, which is not seen too often on this show.
Require an agent present.
That's very cool, because normally you have to wait, you have to find
Absolutely.
somebody, they have to go get a key
You
back
got
at
it.
the office, etc.
You got it. You got it.
Junior reveals that he has made zero in sales, and this is a huge matter of concern for the Sharks. Will this stick around or kick the boot before it gets too risky?
Fortunately, we
Do
had
you want your punishment now or
No, later. Wait, hear me out. So fortunately, we had a successful Kickstarter campaign. We actually sold over 800 boxes, raising over $100,000. So we have over $100,000 in pre-sales.
Junior then lands on the topic of his primary profession, and him being a real estate agent has once again put him in a good spot. The Sharks are eager to hear about Junior's achievements and is quite impressed with him.
Sure does. I flipped my first house when I was 18 years old. When I was at college at Texas Tech, I was president of the real estate organization.
Were you really?
Why is it that you like real estate so much?
O'Leary wants to waste no time on chit-chat and wants to get back on track as quickly as possible. When Junior talks about the product's high maintenance rates, Saka is not pleased with this and starts to have an argument with Junior.
You had to wait.
Calm
You had to
down.
wait on that agent to let you in, right?
Yeah,
And you
so,
had.
so the only thing you have different is the interface
That's
that
a
lets the
big
seller
difference.
say,
No.
go ahead and open it up.
Chris, imagine.
No, but it's a big
Chris,
difference,
I
but it's
already
not.
Later, Junior tells about how their unique IP ID allows them to create a safe and secure network for the smooth functioning of the lockbox. Saka refuses to believe that Junior's invention is not a new one and calls him out on it.
Correct.
No, that technology exists
No,
today.
not on a lockbox. Absolutely not. Where have you
You're
seen a real
absolutely kidding
There
me.
is not a single lockbox out there that can close on its own.
Look, that's
The argument even brings Cuban into the topic. Saka and Cuban also have a short tussle before settling down. Junior has made the Sharks fight amongst themselves. Not a task that can be done by the everyday man.
Junior, you've got the Sharks arguing about your business model.
Beautiful.
Now we have
$600,000 in exchange for 5% of the company. Now,
Valley takes over.
before we get stressed out by these numbers,
Indeed, Yuna has a stone-filled road ahead of her since the shares are priced so high. Yuna asks the Sharks to close their eyes, and when they open them, reveals to them a new fact they hadn't known before.
open your eyes now.
Oh, it's only $2 million. Where's my wallet?
Feel better? You just meditated.
Following the presentation, the first Shark to start asking questions is Griner.
That we heard, is that the actual voice on the app?
We have many teachers. It's one of the teachers on our app.
Yuna reveals her roots and how she had come to the point of creating the very company that she was representing today. But as always, there's a twist.
One day I had a business idea that I wanted to pursue, so I quit that job, and that's how I started my previous startup.
What was it?
Cuban is concerned after Yuna let the cat out of the bag that company wasn't doing so well despite the yearly valuation.
If you think we can add so much value, why are you valuing our contributions as the exact same as any?
When Yuna tells that the target clientele of the app was going to be celebrities, Cuban is absolutely done.
So wait, right there. I'm so out. I'm so out. Did you hear what you just said? You want us.
Richard Branson tries to support Yuna about her real problems, but Cuban is taking none of it and bluntly tells Yuna that he thinks that she's a gold digger.
But that's what she is. She's a gold digger. She's a gold digger. No, she's not a gold digger.
Did you just call me a gold digger?
Yes.
A gold digger. Listen, that's not, you know what it is? There's so many.
Yuna seems to be in quite the spot, and it looks like she's gonna find it hard to get any other Shark on her side. The only one who even remotely wants to be involved is Branson, and John and Cuban are constantly criticizing him. You won't believe what Branson says next.
Shocking.
Just because you crap on her with a fancy voice doesn't mean that's the same thing.
I'm about to throw water at these two guys. Could we possibly come in?
Cuban continues in his pursuit of trying to mock Branson, and he looks like he's actually gonna do it.
Maybe for 10%. No, sir, Richard Branson. I'm asking a question. It has to be 600. Oh, okay. I think the water just has to go.
Everybody thinks Branson is joking until he actually pulls a fast one.
Let me tell you what I think. Oh my God.
Cuban was not pleased. He proceeds to do the same to Branson.
Oh my God. I'm out of here.
I mean, the show.
Yuna is shocked by what had transpired, and neither Cuban nor Branson looks happy after this silly tussle. Cuban didn't take well to this at all, and when Branson is later mentioned in an interview, Cuban says this.
To get the deal that Mark Cuban likes? Why can't she get the deal that she wants? Tell you what, I find it slightly embarrassing. We're talking about a meditation.
The brother combo has bought a product for the healthcare world and brought a major change in the communications process. The duo even manages to get a laugh out of the Sharks when they introduced O'Leary's supposed medical profile.
He looks good.
It looks like he's suffering from a heart condition, acardia. For those non-medical nerds, this is a condition when a person is literally...
The only one skeptical of the whole company is Cuban, and he holds his voice until the presentation is over. After Griner asks her question, when the brothers are unable to answer her properly, Cuban takes this chance to start clearing his doubts.
Social media and the social network to the medical profession.
What's the social element? You didn't really say.
So let's say Kevin O'Leary moves to LA.
O'Leary talks about how there already are the proper innovative methods in the medical field in order to reduce miscommunication, and asks the brothers what they're adding to this field. The answer that they give will surely confuse you. It even managed to confuse the Sharks.
Just like you create a profile on Rolodoc and create a profile on another social network, but those social networks aren't safe.
Okay, let's take a step back.
Cuban tries to give the duo a chance by letting them explain how exactly their product is going to differ from what is already there in the market. Despite Cuban's efforts, the brothers are not able to come up with a proper answer, and this is a sign of being unprepared.
I'm pulling teeth. I should be a dentist. Are you personally, you're going to quit your practice, you're going to stop doing surgery, and you're going to make the call?
No, this day and age, we can do it with electronics.
When the Sharks voice their concerns about the potential dangers the app could have, the duo is starstruck and is caught in a trap of their own making.
I'm concerned because you don't want to be reading about somebody that actually isn't a surgeon that's offering heart surgery. That would be a bad outcome.
I don't think they'll be able to get anybody. It's not going to be dangerous if you can't get any doctors. Okay, let's go through.
O'Leary yet again decides to give them a chance, but Cuban knows that this is not going to go anywhere since the two have no clue what they're doing.
Communication. You're not going to let him tell me how I make money.
Because there's no chance of you making money on this.
Is that the answer?
Targeted advertising is how you're going to
Within
make
a
your
secure
money.
environment,
Griner gives it straight to the Armeni brothers that it's too much of a risk for her and that she is out.
Without maybe seeing a patient, knowing what's going on. And this is just my opinion. There's a lot of risk in it. I'm out.
What we're trying to do is...
Cuban is so fed up with the two that he proceeds to do something so insane.
Doctors. Worst presentation ever. I'm out.
Oh, that was me.
Robert Herjavec calls Cuban a bully, and a small argument breaks out between them.
Mark, I just think you're being a bully. I mean, they might be
Okay,
misguided.
I am being a bully, then they deserve to be bullied.
It's hurtful to watch you, but I would have to agree with Mark. I think
None of the Sharks jump on the opportunity to invest in this company, and sadly have to send back the enthusiastic brothers home without a deal. Cuban and Herjavec are still on the matter of how Cuban bullied the two without giving them a proper chance.
And thinking that they were just going to be able to wing it and everybody's
Mark,
going to
they weren't arrogant. They just
yes,
didn't
they
know any better.
It's our baby, man. Can't give up on our baby. We were kind of bummed out, you know. I was expecting...
Phew, that was really crazy.